I'm just going to go through the co-op as in why you joined the co-op really, like, and what is the advantages of being in a co-op, and what value I've been getting out of it so far. So that's so the co-op, go back now. The co-op is going on the 7 pillars, and it's sort of the different aspects of it. Let you have your personal well-being being the likes of your CBD. The food then is your seed and the oils. The carbon then is the carbon that the hemp will sequester, and we know that it's a good bit. The rural generation, that's really a big one for the co-op, because we want to get people back working to the land, sort of producing locally, processing locally, and selling locally, and that's sort of the idea that we have. Animal welfare is sort of feed, bedding, things like that, and bioeconomy, there is the likes of your biorefineries now that are coming in. They've done the test with the grass, and we're hoping to get the tests done then with the likes of the hemp and things like that, and get the oils and the different aspects of it. And construction then, building, we know that that's a big one. So that's really where we're looking at, that you have to start processing, get your building materials out there, and build an industry is basically it. So the hubs is basically going to be broken down, that you will have the co-op being a sort of an umbrella, and under that then you'll have regional ones and even county, because the more of these hubs that we have, the better, and the more people that are producing locally, that's really what we want to see in Ireland, get people back working locally, not having to go to Dublin and be in a car park for 2 hours every day. So they're the members then that we were hoping to get into the co-op then are farmers, of course, because we need them to grow it, but more so you want the processors. We need to build these markets, and the marketing of the whole thing is vital to the whole thing, that we need the processors to start developing products, to start the marketing and that sort of a thing. So if you're researching, we want those people, retailers the same. We need everyone across the board, so like anyone's name could be up on this board really, because there's so many aspects to the hemp that it's just, there's no end to the amount of people that's needed. Jenny. So the benefits really to the co-op and why you would want to join is the support that you'll get. And I have noticed that I've got a lot of support from them, that when I started growing, that there wasn't these conferences going on. There wasn't anywhere really to get your information apart from the internet. And the internet can lie to you, that you don't want to believe everything that you read, that you really have to get out there and start learning by doing, or that's what I did anyway, to try and progress the thing. So, but with that, I did build up networks and got to know an awful lot of people, and even here today, like it's through that networking that you get information and education. So like that is a big key to the whole thing, is the educational side of it. And when you're in the co-op, you do get that you have that sort of inclusion, that people will talk to you, they'll give you their information, and it's vital going forward, because you need that information. You need to know what mistakes have been made, what's the best way of doing different things. So it's all it's about that networking, and the more people that's in it, the more information that's gathered, and the more that information then can be used for people coming afterwards. The price of things is a big thing as well, that you'd be hoping with the co-op you will have more buying power for a start. That say for the likes of sowing season isn't too far away now, that you'll have buying power there for buying your seed, even the machinery that's needed. I don't know if the co-op is actually going to buy the machinery, but it will be able to promote any of the people that have machinery in the co-op, that you're known, and it's really all about advertising as well. That once the marketing side of things is vital. That marketing, once you start, you can't stop, because people do forget easy. So you need to start that marketing, and then you'll have that brand then behind you, that if you have supplied the co-op and they have products on the shelf, or they'll advertise your products to the other members. It's advertising, and it's a way of getting your product out there, and that's what I'm finding with the hemp trade, the whole hemp enterprise at the minute, that the hype of things is quite high, but it can be hard enough to get out there and start selling. That when you're in the field doing what has to be done, you might not necessarily be out on the road selling. And with a co-op, then there'll be more people involved. There will be salespeople. Not all of them will be farmers, and it's about having everyone sort of working together to get the products out there and get them sold. And then those members will have benefits such as getting cheaper products then through the co-op. So that's another advantage. People have different reasons for joining the co-op. Most people, it's financial, it's to make more money, but you have to have a common goal. Most people that are going to join a co-op will have that common goal, and it is to see the hemp flourish. It's to see an industry developing from this plant, because we all know that this plant is a good one. And but you can also you will get different benefits, like the access to different things through your co-op, and that might be a benefit of joining your co-op, that you'll get first choice on the products to be sold, or you'll get your seed, you'll get the first dibs on seed, different things like that. The refunding then is just that same thing, that you can get the discounts on seed when you buy it in bulk. And but the dividend, I suppose, is the main one, that you will join the co-op, that as a collective you should make more money, and that's what a lot of things boil down to at the end of the day, is actually making money. Profit is not a dirty word or anything, so it's about making money. And then people that just want to be involved in the whole thing, that they see the hemp as the future, and they want to be sustainable, environmentally friendly, and there is that side of it then as well. So a cooperative in general, I suppose, is looking to be profitable, and that will make the social side of things, like once it's profitable, it'll be creating new jobs. So if we can have more jobs then locally, that's what we want to see, and by that then the whole local economy will do better. And when it's sustainable, I mean, there's no reason why we can't do it. So if it's sustainable, the whole rural side of things will get better. And I like being out in the country. I'm not a fan of being in the cities, having to go to work that way. So I'd like to see the local people doing better out of the whole industry. And it's to be self-sufficient then as well, that when you have the co-op, it'll be everyone will be working together. So that's really what it's about, is being included in it. And yeah, it's for our young people then as well, coming behind us. Like, I have 3 kids. I'd like to see them get a job locally, not have to go to Australia or New Zealand, wherever. So that's another side of it, that I want to see the younger people look at hemp now not as a taboo, but as something that they're going to use in their daily lives. And through the co-op, I've had a better chance of success. I've found some markets through the co-op. I've been getting that help, Trying to find your way through all the legislation that there is at the minute is tricky. So when you have more people working on it, it's easier to get through the problem. And this is just a video I was going to show. You don't know me without the hat.
Farmers producing hemp, improving their soil health and widening their product range. They grouped together, formed this cooperative, included architects and processors of this very interesting culture, and are now producing more and more hemp for various purposes.
European project about traditional food. As a biochemist, I just fell in love with the plant when I realized how much it would do. And what also interested me as an environmentalist is the fact that it is such a good plant for saving the planet. I grew 2 acres, and one of my journalist friends said he'd like to do an article about it. Well, the newspaper article appeared, we had a lot of hemp tourists, and then Jim Miller arrived with Martin Costello and said, would I be interested in getting together a group of people to grow hemp? It all started from there.
We were amateurs at growing hemp when we were also amateurs at setting up cooperatives. But we have learned and we are getting there.
I suppose I was one of the only farmers that had experience in growing the hemp. I started looking at hemp back in 2015.
We have a lot of underutilised land in our area. Once upon a time, dairy farming and beef farming was very productive.
The beef just aren't making any money anymore, so we had to look at the alternatives.
Recently, hemp has come onto the radar, and we've looked around. When I'm saying we, part of the community in this rural part of Ireland where we have serious issues with depopulation and children moving to the urban areas.
To me, hemp is a great solution for farmers. What we're doing is promoting hemp as a rotational crop. They get a value-added crop which will more than compensate for the loss of animals. It benefits the environment to such a huge extent, way more than trees.
I put hemp into the ground in order to reduce the CO2 impact that I was having. Hemp will take in approximately 10 tonnes to 15 tonnes of CO2 per acre depending on the variety that you put in. That's a huge reduction in CO2 per acre.
So it's going to be a benefit to not only us but my kids.
We live across the water from here in a place called Loophead, and very similar conditions to Kate Hanbidge. She's growing hemp and it's going really, really well for her. So once we knew it could grow well in the West Coast of Ireland, we continued researching it, and it looked like a great crop to grow and lots of uses.
You know, here is a plant that can help you live a better quality of life because it can be your medicine. It can feed your animals. It can clothe you. It can house you. What more do you want?
I believe the future for hemp in Ireland is enormous. Provides opportunities for farmers, for workers, for processors. Let your imagination run wild, and it's not from smoking it either.
Hemp is a solution for all of Europe if we change the legislation in Europe. A lot of countries are very negative about hemp because they associate it with marijuana. So there's a big education project to be done.
So when we started researching growing hemp about 2 years ago, we contacted the Hemp Cooperative immediately. And it was a great support because it was an opportunity to teach each other what we were doing and learn from each other. But also as the group has got larger and larger, it gives us an opportunity to speak to our government and about regulatory requirements, and so it gives us a kind of, I suppose, power in numbers.
We're all talking, we're all communicating with each other, which means then that we know which method works best, which method didn't work,
it's all a collective. That the more people that are in it, the more information we're going to gather.
It's not economically viable to do this on your own, so the co-op offers that in licensing and in marketing and in advice on agronomy.
We have a good knowledge base, that we have a bit of experience now between the different members, and it's all going to be very beneficial going forward.
Knowledge has been the big issue for the moment, and learning. In the next 2 years, funding and the processing is going to become the bigger issue, because we will know better what we want to do in terms of processing, and then obviously the marketing of the product has to be done in tandem with that.
In the hemp cooperative, 2/3 of the members are farmers, but we have builders, we have chemists, doctors, architects, social activists, people who want solutions to the problems in society.
I first got involved with hemp as I'm a carpenter by trade, and a customer asked me to build them a hempcrete extension to their house. So I done some research. I discovered a wonderful building material.
This is just a simple mixture, a shift mixed with lime and water, and it's packed into these wooden frames, and it's just like you would with a concrete wall, but you just pack it down so it becomes a solid block like this. So this material will create a good quality installation.
It's a win-win, for the installation and for the health of the people living in these buildings, and for the health of the building itself as well.
This is the blocks we showed people how to make. You could imagine an industry here in Ireland producing hempcrete blocks for people.
When I discovered hemp, I discovered something to be passionate about. Finally I found something that walks the talk.
The Hemp Cooperative was actually registered in May 2018, and 7 of us registered it. It all started taking off, so we've gathered a lot of members. Most of our members are young farmers. They want to farm. They don't want to be driven away to the cities.
The younger people are looking to do something different, and they see this as a very exciting crop that offers lots of opportunities.
Going in, we do it organically, and so it's regenerative farming, and young people are interested in farming for nature.
I think we need to reinvent the paradigm of rural Ireland and just make it an exciting and vibrant place again. And to me, hemp will do that.
Industrial hemp is a significant game changer in terms of not depopulating rural Ireland.
I would call it a flagship project for the whole European Union.